October 17th, at about 7:50, we had received what we call a box alarm, which indicated a sprinkler activation at the Fuller Box Company on Chestnut Street, and a subsequent 911 call reporting a building fire at that location. So dispatched the apparatus. I was around the corner at Route 1 in Elm. I was the first to arrive. I had heavy smoke showing from the attic of the building. And then fire apparatus arrived, and they went to work, and they discovered there was a fire in the attic space of the second floor portion of the building.
Now, at that time of the morning, I would think someone had to be in the building, yes?
Right, yeah, there was 2 workers on site. They called the fire in. They noticed the fire right away. The sprinklers activated, so that just identifies the importance of sprinkler systems. Every single sprinkler head in the attic space had gone off, meaning a large amount of volume of fire in that attic space.
When I think of a box company, I think cardboard. To be honest with you, I don't know what Fuller Box makes. Does that certainly increase the risk of more damage?
It does. So when we pulled up and we had heavy smoke that was coming from the attic, a lot was going through our heads. One was the old building. It's an iconic building in town, wood frame, and then what is in that building for combustible boxes. Up in the attic space, there wasn't too much stock. All the stock was on the first floor main factory warehouse area, but we had an open truss roof, and the fire just traveled across that. The firefighters, initial engine company, stretched their attack line into the building. We have a 300-foot attack line off the back of the truck, and they had to add on to that. They had about a 400-foot stretch into the attic space. When they made the attic space, they had heavy fire coming over their heads and going down the entire gable roof of that building.
Couple of pluses to your benefit. A, the sprinkler system. B, it's not a multi-story building. And C, I would think being close to the downtown, you had plenty of water to put it out.
Right. We actually had a very good... so first of all, the sprinkler system worked like it was supposed to. The firefighters immediately tied into the fire department connection, which is for the sprinkler system, to augment the flow, which basically continued water on the fire until we could actually make access into the building. And then 3, we had great water supply. We used 2 hydrants on Chestnut Street. Our second due engine from the Kelly Boulevard station tied into that fire hydrant, and then Foxborough Mutual Aid partners tied into a second hydrant for an additional water supply.
An older building like that, it seems rare to have a sprinkler system in there. Is that something that they had to install, or they did on their own?
So that was done, I'm assuming many years ago, way before my tenure. I was probably even born. But it was most likely due to the size of the building, why there's a sprinkler system in that building.
I know it's less than a week when we're talking to you. Any idea what might have been the cause?
It appears to be accidental, and it did start on the outside of the building. I'm waiting for the final report from the State Fire Marshal's Office, Mass State Police report.
Of course, it is a business. People do work there. What damage to the building and what long-term effects?
So luckily, most of the fire damage was up in the attic space. Which there wasn't much storage up there. They did have some damage to the first floor, water and some smoke damage, but the firefighters were able to get water on the fire very quickly. They were able to get a vent hole in the roof, and the fire did not make it past that vent hole, and there was essentially no fire damage to the first floor, which was their offices and factory storage. They were able to get the power on within a day or two, get the sprinkler system back online for the first floor, and they're working with the building department on the structural damage for the attic space.
Thank you, Chief.
No problem. You're welcome.